Hello, YouTubers. Alaska Prepper here. So I was on my way to Lowe's to pick up this stove that you see here, this wood stove. And it is things like this, ladies and gentlemen, things like this, that somewhere deep inside makes me feel like I would like for the entire system to break down and be brought back down to our common denominator, which is we the people, so that we can start over and fix the mistakes that we've made in the past, to allow these bureaucrats to tell us how it is that we need to live our lives. I was very disheartened on my way to work this morning, or on my way to Lowe's, because I left work early to go to Lowe's to pick up that stove because it was a great deal. And when I get to Lowe's, I discovered that not only do they have that wood stove on stock, it's there, but that they are not willing to sell wood stoves there anymore. And they wouldn't make an exception and sell it to me, even though they had it there. And why is that? Why? Because the North Star Borough, our lovely bureaucrats that like to sit behind a desk and write bills and laws or whatever it is, have decided that now, if we want the privilege of owning a stove, a wood stove here in the North Star Borough, where Fairbanks is located, that we now have to go through about 10 pages of bureaucratic stuff, of 10 pages of filling out a registry so that we can register our stoves with the state. Why, ladies and gentlemen? Because we don't know any better. We, the peasants, we don't know any better. We have to have someone babysit us. And that's one of the reasons why I think maybe deep inside my conscience or my psyche, I kind of hope that the system does break down to the point where we have to start from the bottom. You know, just like when someone goes to boot camp or basic training, what do they say they do? What do the instructors, the drill sergeants say they do? They say that they want to strip all of the recruits down to their bare minimum so that they can build them back up into what it is that they want them to be, as far as it being a Marine or a soldier or an airman or a sailor, etc. And when I see things like this happen, and I admit this one snuck right under my nose. I wasn't aware of this until I just went into Lowe's. And then I came out and I looked up whatever it was that they were doing, because they have to babysit us, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very upset right now at this. Because now, not only do I have to look for a different avenue by which to get a stove, but now I'm probably going to end up paying twice as much, if not more, than what I was going to pay today for the one that you saw. But now I have to have my wood stove registered with some kind of bureaucratic somewhere, my stove is going to be on a list. So my stove is going to be on a list somewhere. So one day, if they say stoves are outlawed, you know, they can just come to my house and strip it from my house. I'm not that much of a conspiracy theorist, and I've heard of some of these agendas that they have that are supposed to be coming in within the next year or next 10 years. And now, looking at this, it somewhat kind of confirms to me that this is what they're doing. They want to control everything that we do. They want to be in charge of every aspect of our life. They want to tell us what kind of fuels we can use to live. They want to tell us how to heat our home, with what we should heat our home. And it makes me think that I wonder if this has something to do with that natural gas line that they're installing here through this area. If they're wanting to make people turn to natural gas instead of being able to heat their own homes with wood, so that they can have more control over the people later on when they feel that they're going to need to have the most control over the population. I guess this was more of a rant video, ladies and gentlemen, but I just wanted to inform you. Keep your local government in check. I missed this one. With everything that's going on, or everything that's been going on in the last year, I definitely missed this one. I should have jumped and bought that wood stove when I could have a few months back, putting aside the inconveniences that it may have cost me to do it then. I should have done it then. Instead, I waited, and now I got caught in this trap. Because bureaucrats don't care, ladies and gentlemen, how much you have to pay. They don't care. A quick history on the air quality of Fairbanks. When I first got here about 5.5, 6 years ago, in Fairbanks, I believe that there used to be someone that worked for the borough that actually used to go out. Maybe it was more than one person, but they actually used to go out and manually test the air quality and see how many ppms there were of particulates in the air. And then doing that, they used to determine whether it was safe to breathe that day, the air quality was good, etc., etc. Well, they slowly but surely turned it over to a computer model. And ever since that computer model took over, now the air quality registers as more than twice as much as what it used to register when it was done by a human being. So now we're looking to a computer model to tell us how we can live our lives. I'm just not sure if there's an agenda behind that. I think there is. I think that they want people to turn over to a different fuel source to heat their home. That way, when it's turned over to that fuel source and they have control over it, guess what? They have control over us. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining in. Thank you very much for joining in on our live stream yesterday. I had a lot of fun. I think we hit a record yesterday. We had like 707 people at one time. So I want to thank you again for joining in yesterday. I had a lot of fun. Having said that, I hope you guys have a great Monday, better than mine at least, and have a good week ahead. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is Alaska Prepper, and I'm out.